Does your interview process feel like it's stuck in a time warp? If your hiring practices haven't evolved over the last couple of decades, it's time for a rethink. Outdated methods might be holding your organization back from attracting and retaining top talent. In today's video, I want to discuss how modern tools like psychometric assessments and competency-based interviews can revolutionize your hiring process. Hi, I'm Stephen from Talent Select. In this video, I want to explore the dangers of sticking with outdated interview methods, the benefits of psychometric testing, and why competency-based interviews are essential for a modern, forward-thinking recruitment strategy. Many organizations still rely heavily on traditional interviews, where the focus is often the subjective impressions rather than objective measures. These interviews tend to concentrate on surface-level factors like charisma or gut feeling about the candidate, which can be misleading. In the worst cases, they may even foster unconscious bias. But here's the thing. Today's candidates are more diverse, more skilled, and more adaptable than ever. Relying solely on outdated methods may prevent you from finding the best person for your job. For example, asking standard interview questions like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" or "What are your strengths and weaknesses?" often don't reveal how a candidate will actually perform the job. These questions may have worked decades ago, but the 21st century demands more sophisticated tools for evaluating talent. Psychometric assessments are one of the most powerful tools at your disposal when it comes to hiring in this modern age. They allow you to go beyond the CV and the interview and get a deep insight into a candidate's cognitive abilities, personality traits, and work preferences. The assessments are structured, unbiased, and data-driven, giving you far more accurate picture of whether someone will thrive in the role. For instance, these assessments can evaluate how candidates will handle stress, whether they're natural problem solvers, or if they have the resilience to cope with a fast-paced work environment. While a good interview might reveal some of these traits over time, psychometric testing does it far more quickly and effectively. It's a way to ensure that your selection process is based on science, not intuition. Competency-based interviews are another key element in bringing your hiring process into the modern day. Unlike traditional interviews, which tend to focus on hypothetical scenarios, competency-based interviews dig into real-life examples of how candidates have handled specific situations. This approach offers concrete evidence on the candidate's skills rather than relying on how they say they would act in the future. Let's say you're hiring for a leadership role. Instead of asking vague questions like, "How do you manage a team?" the competency-based interview would ask, "Can you give me an example of a time when you had to resolve conflict within your team? What was the situation and what was the outcome?" The focus is on a demonstrated ability, which is a much better predictor of future performance. This technique helps you to assess not only a candidate's competencies, but also their problem-solving approach, their adaptability, and their ability to learn from past experiences. It's an excellent way to separate those who talk the talk from those who actually walk the walk. The combination of psychometric assessments and competency-based interviews is particularly powerful. Together, these tools give you a well-rounded view of the candidate's potential, looking at both their physiological makeup and their real-world experience. When used together, they help to eliminate the guesswork, reducing bias and improving overall hiring outcomes. For example, you could use psychometric testing to identify candidates with the right personality traits for a role requiring leadership and resilience. Then follow up with competency-based questions to see how they've demonstrated those traits in previous roles. This integrated approach allows you to make data-driven decisions that are more likely to result in long-term success, both for the candidate and for your organization. If your interview process hasn't evolved, you're not just missing out on the best talent, you're also wasting time, money, and resources. A poor hire can lead to costly mistakes, high turnover, and low morale within your team. Modernizing your hiring strategy with psychometric assessments and competency-based interviews can reduce the risk of hiring the wrong person and improve your retention. The time for change is now. By embracing modern assessment tools and interview techniques, you can ensure that your organization not only is attracting the right talent, but also setting them up for long-term success. If you found this video useful and you'd like to see more content aimed at supporting hiring managers, learning and development professionals, and business leaders who are looking to select and develop the right talent, please consider subscribing. If you have any thoughts on updating interview processes or suggestions for topics that you'd like to see covered on the channel, please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. I look forward to speaking with you soon.